Hello everybody, Deadbug Davey again. Today, sorry, just eating polos. I've got a bit of a dodgy throat, so anyway, today I am on Yamaha's new 2018 mt07. Only just taken it out of the shop. God, it's really small. That's my impressions. I used to have one of these, so I should really be used to them, but you can never really get used to like sitting on such a small bike again. It's not like it's small, but it's just so light. Yeah, weird. When you've just been riding like a big KTM, and this just feels so small. How the fuck is he going? Oh, there's someone on the side of the road. It's a very smooth little bike though. I think the price of these I think has gone up. I think they're just over £6,000 now. Still the same engine, still like the cross-plane Crank parallel twin, which on my other bike was an absolute peach of an engine. It was so much fun. You know, it's got nice torque, it's smooth. You know, it's got a nice top end. It doesn't really tail off. Of course, it's not going to set the world alight because it is only like a light middleweight. Well, I don't know what it is really. I suppose it is a middleweight naked. And I only have like 70 something brakes, so it's not going to like blow your socks off. But it's pretty much mostly what you need. It's pretty good. I'll pull over sometime soon and get a video of what it looks like, because they have changed the looks a little. Not massively. They've changed. The headlight is more the old MT09, not the new MT09. Back end has like slight little R1 little fins round the side. Not as obvious as the R1, but you know, they're kind of there. They've changed it a little bit. Like the rear light is different, and I'm not sure if I like the rear end as much as I did the original. I really liked the rear end on the original, so yeah, I don't know. Ugh. First impressions though, it's still a really nice little bike, really smooth, and just an easy bike to ride and live with. It's a very normal, chilled out little bike, really is. I think the clutch and the brake need to be turned downward. They need to be turned down that way because they're a little bit up too much. Like sticking up this way, that there needs to go down. It's not right. And if you look, those guys were checking the bike out, so, and I'm sure I heard him say, look, there's an MT there. So I think my alarm's going off on my phone, goes off at 3. I normally go right here, but because I've going to get stuck behind these fucking people, I'm just going to go left and go up through where I grew up, actually, where I grew up with my nan. Yeah, see, 3 o'clock's when my alarm goes off. Weirdly, at the moment, the suspension seems... I know they've upgraded the suspension. I don't think they've put new suspension on. They've just updated it. It feels like, you know, I think they've changed the rear shock and added like different preloads. They haven't got a preload adjuster on it. I'm sure it's got an adjuster built into the shock, but it's not like a remote adjuster. And it definitely feels more plush. It feels a bit more solid, which is good, because the other one was kind of a bit like a buckaroo. God, these switches are a bit weird. That's one thing that it kind of feels weird to find where the indicator is. It's once you know, like your thumb knows it's there and your muscle memory knows it's there, you're fine. But yeah, it feels a bit weird. Still accelerates nice. Still nice. See, I purposefully came up here after I actually thought about that one, because this is like fucking horrible here. The roads are horrible. It's very bouncy, bouncy, and the suspension it's all right actually. It's coping quite well. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Mirrors, pretty good. When I had mine, I had these little like a little extension on here, which added like an extra inch or so, and then that meant like it was sticking out a bit further, but you could actually see pretty much everything behind you. You've got no arm. They cost about less than a tenner. So anyway, let's see what this has got. 4th gear. Yeah. So smooth. So smooth. Wicked little bike. Whee! Fun little thing. I keep thinking it's got a quick shifter. I keep trying to like change up gear without pulling the clutch. Yeah, very nice little bike, very nice. I like it. Choose my sun visor. It's a bit better. Yeah, I like it. Still like the bike. The one I had of these, it never missed a beat. It was very well built. I never really had any issues. The only issue I had was like some of the finish on, I think it's like a coolant pipes down the side. They went a little nyeh. I don't know if that was the cleaner that I used or if they just went funny in the salt, because I used to use mine every day and it never missed a beat. It started first time, never struggled. Very reliable little machine. Lightness wise, like it is insanely light. Like it's, you know, you could do that all day long. Whee! Whee! It's nice. You know, you can't do that on a big bike. Well, you can, but it's a bit more of a pain in the arse. But this is just doing that for fun, really. My fucking alarm's going off on my phone still, and it's really getting on my nerves. Right, so I'm going to try this again. I try this on many bikes as I can. 30 mile an hour in 5th. Pretty nice, nice and smooth. Can't actually believe how smooth it is, these bikes, now, the way that they're made. I don't really... Where the fuck am I going? I go down here. I actually grew up down here. I'm probably going to pull over in a minute just to turn my alarm off because it's driving me fucking crazy. Right, so still in 5th. And it's cool. Yeah, I'll pull over in a minute. I think I might stop the video for now and restart a walk around, so I'll see you in a sec. Right, I'm back. I've turned my alarm off, which is the main thing because that was really getting on my nerves. Right, so here it is, in your brand new mt07. Coming down these roads down there, very horrible roads down that way, very unsettling. The bike handled it quite well actually. The suspension is definitely better than it used to be. Certain things have changed, as you can see. I think these have changed. Certain things about the tank and that plastic slightly changed. Clocks are the same. Headlight has changed. I do like these little fins, they look kind of cool. Kind of reminiscent of the little ones on the MT10, kind of. Exhaust, still very quiet. The bike is actually whisper quiet, to be honest with you, with that on. When I was riding along in 5th doing 30, or doing 40 even, and it was, you can hardly even hear it. That's the one and only thing. It's a bit, they sound lovely when they've got a full system on. They sound cracking. Let's have a look. I'll try, as I normally try to do, is show what's under the seat. But I don't know where the key is. I should have actually, same there again. Should have actually done this beforehand. These were pretty scarce under the seat, to be honest with you, last time. Yeah, like even less. Toolbox under there, under that plate. The toolbox is there. Got like your little helmet strap, bits of other tools there. The main little things there. You know, there ain't much, that's for sure. There ain't much, but there never is under these modern bike seats. So when it's actually like that, you pretty much, you might get a couple of playing cards in there, maybe. You ain't getting much more than that. Yeah, that's a bit worrying. Is that in? Yep. Okay, right. I'm not going to linger around for long because I'm sure most people have seen this stuff. Dash. Just 2 buttons here. Each one, you press it once and it cycles. So you've got like average, which at the moment is 52.5. Good mileage. Yeah, and then you've got trips, overall distance. Yeah, and then it just goes temp, and then you press the other one. So I've been pressing that one, you press the other one, and it goes back the other way. That's all it does. It just goes backwards and forwards. And you press and hold one of them, and it resets. To start it, just press this, pull it down, and that's it. Actually, while I'm here, before I go, I'll show you how whisper quiet it actually is. You probably can't even hear it, but they do sound nice when they've got a full system. They do sound lovely actually, but that doesn't, you know, sounds very smooth, very chilled out. Got the obligatory Brian Gray's powerbiking sticker there, just put on actually perfectly by Sam. I'll give them more of a shout out a bit later. So yeah, so far, cool little bike. Let's get going, have a little ride on it. Yeah, so I like this. It's a nice little bike, feels very stable. A long sweeping thing like this, you could definitely go around there a lot quicker than that. And one reason why I'm going like kind of normal at the moment is I rode back this way from Didcot earlier, and there's police everywhere. I saw so many police camera vans, but I'm not gonna go nuts. And besides, I'm not going to go nuts and put it on YouTube on a video for everyone to look and say, yeah, look, Deadbug Davies breaking the law. You know, and that's why I'm going to be when I ride a fast bike, you know, like an R1 or a GSXR or anything like that. I'll test ride them. I'm certainly not going to show the speed. I'm going to blur it if I break the limit. But I don't see why I should put it on YouTube and show how fast they are. Because everyone knows how fast a sports bike is. So I'm putting that in there now. I'm not doing it, alright? So now we'll get back to the MT. I think these are quite a little bargain actually. I don't know how much they are. I think they're about 6,200, maybe 6,299, somewhere around that. And I do think they're a wicked little bike for the money. They have a real cult following, and a lot of people love them, which I do actually. But you know, in fifth, acceleration is still good. Still plenty to boogie. And there's me saying I'm not doing it, and I go and do it. That's what these bikes do to you. Oh well. But this bike is just so smooth. It's almost like I feel like when I'm going into a 30, I feel like I could just have it in fifth and then just cruise in fifth, doing 30 mile an hour. And then as soon as I hit a national, I could still have it in fifth and then just accelerate in fifth and keep it in fifth. it just feels that sort of an engine that just seems happy in whatever gear. You know, the only real reason why you'd want to change down is when you stop. I don't. Yeah, it's a happy little motor. It's one of those little quirky, little punchy, happy little motors that you feel like wants to please you. It's like a little dog, you know, a little Jack Russell or something like that, where all it wants to do is just have a little bit of fun, get all excited and wheel over the floor when you come home. That's what this is like. That's basically what this is. It is a little small dog that wheezes itself when you come home, and every time you take it out for a walk you laugh. That's basically what the bike is. That is everything about it. It's kind of hard to know what to say about a bike like these, because I've obviously ridden it before and I've explained that I never had any trouble. The only trouble is, I should have pointed the bits out on the walk around, but there's two little pipes on the right hand side, and they're like little coolant. It's where the coolant goes into the engine. I believe it comes out of the rad and then goes into a pump and then gets pumped back in, so it just circulates around. And they kind of tarnished. They didn't rust. It was almost looked like they had been wet and dry sandpapered. Like, they weren't black anymore. They'd kind of started to show like a bit of silver. So it wasn't anything. The integrity of the pipe was fine. It was just the finish had slightly gone a bit nyeh. But these are such smooth little things. Such a smooth little engine. Brakes, pretty good actually. Certainly will stop, yeah. Pulling away in seconds, alright. Not used to the clutch. Gearbox is nice and smooth. Clutch is very light. Just as I said, I haven't got used to the biting point, but it is very light. Handling of the bike, I really like. The main reason why I got rid of this bike, not this one, but when I had an mt07, was just plain and simply I used to ride it every day, and it just wasn't enough for like wind protection in the winter. I just used to freeze my nuts off. So I got rid of it, got a mt09 Tracer, which I've now got rid of. But yeah, I'll do a review on a Tracer at another point, I'm guessing. But that was another cracking bike. These are like just a little, like a little street wasp. A puppy that wheezes itself and a street wasp. That's basically this bike in a nutshell. Problem is now I'm stuck behind this thing and I can't see shit. What I'll probably do, I'm going to sign off for now and then I'll be back. Anyway, when I was just riding it, I have noticed that the suspension is definitely a lot, I don't know what it is. I think the rebound on the other one, I don't think it was actually adjustable, but it did rebound like a lot. It was a lot of herky-jerkiness. It made it very smooth over like our normal English roads, which are crap. Whereas this one doesn't ride as nice. It feels better, but it doesn't ride the bumps as nice. And I prefer like a slightly harder suspension. If you know what I mean. Yeah, I prefer it slightly harder. No pun. And I do prefer this one, but I can also understand why people would say that this isn't as comfy. But I like it. I like it a lot. It's pretty good. So 40 to 50 in fifth. Yeah, straight away. It's not a problem. It's easy. Nice and comfortable. Let's put it in sixth. So sixth doing 50. Just ticking over almost. The engine is fine. Like, you know, and it will accelerate. You know what I mean? It will still. It doesn't resist anything. It doesn't vibrate really. It doesn't hate it. It's fine. A lot of these side roads around here, I don't even know where they go, so it's a bit annoying because This road here I go up quite a bit, but these side roads I don't even know where they go. I probably will have an explore on them one day, bring over my Husky and go down them and have a look. That's the bike I have more of a tendency to go exploring on, is my 701. Look at this beautiful day though, beautiful day. Hopefully in the next couple of days I'm hoping to do the whole MT range. Of course they don't do an MT125, they do an MT03, MT07. They've got two MT09s, they've got the MT09 and the MT09 SP, which I'm going to ride back to back so I can kind of feel the differences. I don't know if they've got an MT10, I'm hoping they have. But we'll see. I have to ask them. Let's get past this cyclist. Way too many cyclists around today. I have been to these parts of this place like every day this week, trying to get miles on my KTM because it's going to get it serviced. Should know these roads better than anyone, but this bike's a little bit different to a GT. Still wicked little bike though. Still wicked little bike. It's way too many Sunday drivers out though, just because the weather's nice. I think after this it goes to a national, so I can open her up a little bit maybe, and then I'll probably do like a final conclusion and then come back. But riding the bike though, I really like it. It's if you were looking for a bike, if you were just getting into biking, or you know, or you were short, like I'm 6 foot tall, about 16 stone. I'm quite comfortable on this, but my knees are quite bent up. So if you're shorter than me, then it'll be a lot more comfortable. I'm not uncomfortable though, but it'll be a lot more comfortable. I can easily flat foot both feet, not even an issue. Probably, you know, my feet are still, my legs will still be bent as I'm doing that. You know, it's not scary. It's kind of the same as what Kawasaki I rode the other day. I know that when you think it's a supercharged engine and it's going to be scary, like it's going to be vicious, a lot of people when they get on a bike they think it's going to be scary. It's a 690 something cc, so 700, and they think it's going to bite them. But as long as you don't do like the cardinal sin when you get in trouble, you know, you open the throttle fully. That's what bikers don't do. Non-bikers seem to do, sorry. Yeah, as long as you don't do that, you're fine. Right, so I'm in 5th. I'm going to accelerate. See, accelerate's fine. I want to get past this car. Yeah, it's a nice little bike. Nice little bike. Plenty of engine, definitely all that you need. I like it. I don't really know. I hate saying this because it always seems to be, oh, you know, it's a, I like the bike, and everyone seems to think that you're going to hop on a bike and you're going to think I don't like it. But I actually think it's really hard to not like a modern bike. If I go on a moped, I'm not going to like it because I don't want a moped. But if someone wants a moped, then of course a moped's going to be great, you know. But yet, if they want a moped and they get on a sports bike, they're going to hate the sports bike, even though everyone else will be like, why are you hating it? It's a wicked bike. But that's not what they want, you know. So you just got to get what you want, and there isn't a bad bike on the planet, I don't think now, really. You just have to know what you want. This thing is so smooth. It's comfortable. Seems to soak up the bumps pretty well, actually. It's composed. yeah, I like it. Certain things I don't like about it. Switchgear. I think the switchgear is a little bit cheap, and I think they the same as the brakes need tilting up. Like the brakes need to go down that way, and the switchgear needs to be tilted up because the indicator is a little bit out of place. Apart from that, I'm not quite sure there is much. I'm not quite sure there is much that I dislike. It's just one of those sort of bikes. If you wanted a bike to ride around town, do your commute, maybe have a little play at the weekend, it would be fine. And it's one of those bikes, if you actually had the exhaust, they sound so sweet, sound wicked. They are loud as well. You get the full Aquaprovic from Yamaha. Oh, these things sound mental, so loud. And the noise as well, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little noise. Right, I'm going to pull over in a minute because I'm pretty much on my last bar. So I'm pulling in here. That wasn't an ideal place to pull in, but I didn't even change down there, I didn't realise. Right. So I'm just going to turn it off. While I'm recording, I'll show you the two pipes I was talking about. Still recording, yeah. Two pipes are these ones. Those two. That one there, and that one there. They were the two that tarnished. Everything else was fine. The weird thing about these bikes, I don't like to say that they're built cheaply, because they're not built cheap, they're built to a budget. But the good thing about things are, obviously, if it's just like a plastic bit like that, you can buy one of those and they're probably hardly any money at all and just replace it. If it gets damaged, you can make the bike almost look brand new. Same with like these bits, the tank. You know, you can buy those, you can just replace them. I think it's a really nice little bike. Nice little bike. Brakes are pretty good. Good feel to them. They're not too aggressive to actually scare you, and they're not like they're too weak to actually make you feel comfortable on the bike. It does look thicker at the front. It looks a bit more stocky than the other one did. I like it. I like it a lot actually. It's a cool little bike. Cool little bike. And for the money, I don't know what else is in this sort of a range. I don't know what the Kawasaki's and stuff are, you know, the ER6s, but I don't think an ER6 is going to be as fun as this. I don't think it is. I've not ridden one, but from what I've heard, they're just not. They're kind of plain Jane, even though they do race them when they're kitted up at the TT and stuff. But you know, a lot of people said if they were racing these would wipe the floor. But I think their displacement is too high, so they can't do it. So Yamaha put themselves out of that one. Yeah, I like them. I think the wheels are really nice. I love the blue wheels. The blue on them is really nice. You know, you got the pedal discs. I think these disc brakes, I don't know if they are the same, but they look very similar to the ones on old R1s and old R6s. So probably them ones. The rear brake, nice feel. Kind of settles the bike, very nice. I like it. That's the rear end, that's what they've changed. I've heard, I'm just going to turn this on, because I've heard that the rear brake light is in the shape of the MT sign. There's two wings. I don't know if you'll be able to see any. It doesn't look like it to me. It just looks like beams going across. Someone's obviously lied to me. But yeah, I really like it. I like the little bike. It's really good fun. Cool little thing. Cool little thing. It's got a nice fat back tyre as well, so we all know what kids are like now. They don't like skinny tyres. I don't know what that is. It's probably like a 180, maybe 170. I can't really see. The sun's played havoc with my eyes. I've got really light sensitive eyeballs, so yeah, 180 55. So it's a nice thick rear. Whoever's been riding it, you know, it's still not even scrubbed in, so no wonder it felt a little bit meh. So yeah, I really like it. I really like it. It's very good. Good little bike. So if you want to take one for a test ride, go down to Brian Gray's. They've got this one. They've got both mt07 SPs and the normal ones. Both of them are there in stock, so you can ride them back to back if you want. I know they've got this, and they've got an 03 as well. Not sure they've got a 10. I had a funny feeling they did, but I'm not sure. So yeah, head down to Brian Gray's in High Wycombe. Good lads down there. I've dealt with them for years. Pretty much bought most of my bikes from them over the years, actually, to be honest. And another bike over in Wadston, another bike shop over in Wadston, I've spent a lot of money into. But yeah, they're very good. Go in there, speak to Sam. He's been there a long time. Yeah, mention my name. Just tell him Deadbug Davey. He knows me very well. He's not going to give you money off or nothing like that. But if you say that you saw a video, you know, it helps me out as well, and it gets me more test rides from the shop. Even though they'll just let me test ride anything, but if people go in there and say that they've watched this, then it kind of boosts me up in their eyes, even though they know me well enough, and they'll just let me ride anything. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and all your likes and dislikes on any of my videos. I can't please everyone, can I? So yeah, thanks again for that. Oh, one thing, suspension not adjustable at the front. At the rear, you've got preload adjustment. Not sure if you've got any sort of a rebound. I can't see any. So I think it is pretty much just preload on the rear. So it is quite... No, there is rebound. So preload and rear bound on the back, no adjustment on the front. I don't think. Nothing down the bottom, so they're okay actually. They're alright. So won't worry about it too much. But yeah, feel free to go down there, get a test ride, speak to Sam, mention my name please if you go down there. That would be much appreciated. I'll catch you on the next video, which is probably going to be the MT09 and the MT09 SP back to back. But we'll see. I'm probably going to ride the 03 as well, just for the sake of it. But yeah. Anyway, you all have a good day. Enjoy this gorgeous weather. And I'll see you on the next video. Deadbug Davey, out. Just wanted to say, something popped into my mind as I was riding this back. Well, now, I just stopped to have a drink, and as I was walking around the bike, something just popped into my mind that I didn't mention, and I think it's quite an important thing that popped into my mind. And I was thinking about this bike, the mt07, and you know, this is Yamaha's big seller. This sells more than I believe anything else in Europe. I think it is Europe's biggest seller out of everything. And weirdly, as I was sitting there, I was thinking, I can kind of understand that. I can kind of understand why this is the big seller. You know, because it kind of floats every sort of boat. You know, it's not got too much power so that it's scary, but it's got enough power that everybody, from an experienced rider, say like myself, or an even more experienced rider, like say a racer, someone that rides bikes, you know, for a living, I bet they could still get on this bike and have a crack of a time on it and just enjoy the hell out of it. But yet it still feels okay for people who are just getting into biking, because the power delivery's soft, the bike is smallish and light, and you know, it doesn't feel aggressive. And I think Yamaha have kind of hit the nail right on the head of the, you know, what newcomers might want. Because obviously certain other manufacturers, their ones have, like, say, like a metal tank. This doesn't. This is like plastic with metal tank underneath. But you know, this is very light compared to its competition. And a lot of people, especially females, when they get on a bike, they want it to feel light, because when they're first starting out, they seem a bit more, not scared, but they're a bit more worried about the weight of things. They're worried about dropping it. And this I'm sure that some of them, some ladies, some men would still feel like this is a bit awkward. It's still quite tall. But I think it covers the base of like 90% of people quite easily. You know, and say that you were a a sports bike rider and you still wanted a sports bike, and I'm sure you'd get a sports bike and one of these, and you could use this every single day. And you know, when the weather's shit and you don't want to take your sports bike out, but you need to go and do something, or you want to get out on your bike in the fresh air, then this is kind of like the perfect little thing. Because, you know, like look at me now, I'm riding along one-handed, still doing the speed limit, and it's, I don't feel out of place. I don't feel uncomfortable doing that. It feels completely, not normal, but comfortable. So yeah, I just thought that was something I should say. I'm now on my way back. I've already said my see you laters, so I'm not really going to be doing that again. But so just to get my point across, I just wanted to say that Yamaha are great for doing this. This is a good thing, and I think this and the 09, or mostly this, has kind of saved Yamaha, because I know that the FZ1 was a good bike, and you know, but they were slightly boring, slightly bland, you know, and they were kind of stuck in a rut a little. Whereas when they started to do the cross-plane thing, then it started to get a little bit more interesting. The engine characteristics were interesting, and there's no other Japanese bike that has this sort of technology. And in fact, there's no European or anything that has like a cross-plane crank engine. But you know, these, like the triple obviously feels like a triple, but like the inline 4 doesn't feel like a normal inline 4. It kind of feels like a V4 with a mix of inline 4 and kind of with a low down punch of like a twin or a single. So the engines are very, very characterful, and that's what Yamaha were missing. So to me, MT range, sweet. I like the fact that they saved a company pretty much. I like the fact that this is selling very well, because the bike deserves it. It's a good little bike, and it deserves to do well, and it deserves people to like it, it deserves people to ride it, and it deserves every good thing that's been said about it. And I don't think I've actually read a review where the person has said, yeah, I don't like it. You know, they might say the suspension's built to a budget or something like that, which it is, but no, it's a bike that's built to a budget. It's not built to be cheap, it's built to a budget, affordable. So yeah, so well done Yamaha. I'm going to put this video somewhere in the middle of my video, but so well done Yamaha, great, should be proud of yourself.